Hello and welcome to episode 49 of my Let's Play Kerbal Space Program. As I'm sure many of you will agree, it's been quite a while, it's been a while since I've done much in Kerbal Space Program, except, the last episode that I put out. And honestly, that kind of did feel a bit half-assed to me. So, I'm going to take my original goal of going to Eve, and we're going to put that on the back burner. We're not going to Eve this episode. No, that's kind of holding up the series. So, instead, we're going to go to a different target. Now, my eventual end goal is to visit every planet and moon in the game. And, there's a planet that we have been to, but we never visited its moon. So, that's kind of what my plan is going to be for this episode and possibly the next one or two. The pattern kind of suggests next two, so we're going with that. We're gonna go over to Duna, and we're going to Duna's moon, Ike. That should be interesting. It's a bit smaller than the moon, so we don't have to have that extensive of a lander. And for this trip, I have prepared a rather interesting little vehicle here. Kind of occurred to me that, since, we're going to be landing in a vacuum, the most efficient engine we could use for that would be the nuclear engines, which we also normally use for interplanetary travel. So it's kind of occurred to me that what I can do is I can put all of our engines onto the lander that I'm planning to use, which is going to be this top part, and have absolutely no engines in the part we're going to be leaving orbit, which is going to be this part here. So, I've prepared this thing for, landing. This thing will remain in orbit. And I guess you'll see what's going to happen once we get there. So I shouldn't really try to explain what my plan is just yet. As you can see, I've put 4 probes on this thing. No real reason for it, I just like probes. They don't have any scientific data, but they're a bit better designed than the previous ones I've used. So if I choose to use them, I should get some use out of them. Should be nice. So, yeah. I'm going to do another assembly montage like I did with the Moho trip. So, let's go ahead and get to assembling the completed ship in orbit. It's actually pulling fuel from the very back tank here. In the Moho rocket, it didn't do that. I had to manually transfer the fuel over. Awesome. Anyway, back to fast forwarding. Okay. We are currently approaching Duna. We should have a soul switch any moment. And we can see our target, Ike, there. Okay. Let's have a look at our orbital information. Darn it. No, we shouldn't be performing a plane change. This we'd have to change our plane anyway. Just so we can get into orbit around Ike. Oh, right. So instead, we're just going to focus on aero braking. Okay. Ike's altitude seems to be about 2.8 million. Just verify that. Yeah, it looks about right. Okay, now aero braking. The information the landing autopilot provides is invaluable, because that will actually tell you what kind of orbit you can expect to have afterwards. Which is good information to have. Okay, I think we're going to want an altitude of 2.8 mil if we can achieve it. predicted landing site. Oh. Oops, okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and use rad plus rather than the maneuver node to figure this out. Last thing we want to do is crash into the surface of the planet that we're trying to orbit. I think that would ruin everyone's day. Okay, I think we need to get a bit closer. A little bit closer than that. I'm just using the maneuver node here to help me keep track of how long until I get to such and such point. Okay, I'll just get rid of that maneuver node. And let's see. Rad plus probably going to increase our para-apsis, so we want rad minus. There it is. Okay, let's get a bit closer and do some more adjustments. Yeah, a little overshot, that's fine. Alright. Let's see. Let's do rad plus. Okay, apparently 12 kilometers is a bit too much to ask for. So we'll go down to 11 kilometers and hope that there's no mountains at that altitude. I must admit, I don't really like how it's not too sure what our apoapsis will be afterwards. It's not of particular comfort to me. Okay, let's get to about here. Okay, let's get a little bit closer. Okay, I think we're going to stick with this paraapsis. I'm going to switch over to rad plus, just in case. And about 100k or so up, I am going to stop accelerating. No, right now I'm going to stop accelerating. Man, arrow braking is tricky business. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and fast forward while I do this arrow braking. Hopefully it won't get too exciting, but should offer a nice view. Ooh, shit. Wait, what? Oh, crap. We seem to be on an escape trajectory here. So, since we actually happen to be fairly close to Ike here, I guess that's where it is. Alright, abscess. Alright, well, we'll take advantage of this opportunity here and get ourselves into an orbit around Ike, since that is actually our objective. Okay, now let's reduce our para-apps to, say, 50. Okay, and we'll circularize our orbit. Okay, and we now have achieved orbit around Ike. Pretty cool. Man, this looks very rocky. Alright. Killer rotation. Take a few screenshots. Oops. That's actually a pretty cool view right there. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and end this episode, since I've been at this for a few hours now. So, once again, I am KHM, and we're landing on Ike in the next episode.